archaeological works have commenced on the Foynes to Limerick Road project, including the Adare Bypass in County Limerick. This marks the beginning of our journey to discover a piece of our more recent history. Archaeologists are recording a cluster of concrete pillboxes in the vicinity of the scheme near Askeaton. These discoveries provide a rare glimpse into Ireland's World War II defences.
There were two potential threats. We know that the IRA, for example, declared war on Britain in 1938. There was, as we know from looking into some of the material that the Germans held in their records, that they had plans to invade Ireland. And then we also had a potential threat where the British, not satisfied in the way in which we were taking steps to protect ourselves and to police our neutrality, that they could invade and so take over the country to protect their back door from invasion by the Nazis. And there's an absolutely fantastic set of documents in the military archives from an inspection of the River Shannon by General Michael Coftrell and Ginger O'Connell, where they saw the potential weak points, saw the need for strengthening the protection of the area. There was a specific map prepared detailing where the Askeaton pillboxes would be constructed to help defend this area from invasion. Increasingly, we know more and more about the then Irish government's attitude towards what was happening on the continent as World War II was brewing. The state, having just won its independence less than 2 decades previously, had to thread a very, very thin line. And so we decided not to participate in World War II, but to remain neutral. But we had to be very careful in that neutrality. There were certain rules had to be followed. Number one was we had to be in a position to defend our ports. So we established a naval service. Number two, we had to show that we were capable of defending our land and airspace. A range of defences were constructed throughout the country.
There were some people, they knew about them, but they didn't know what they were. They thought they were for the War of Independence, which we always thought they were. But they weren't. They were actually for the Second World War. We always played them as jumping off them, and parents giving notice for climbing above them and jumping off them. Well, I suppose they were a novelty, we say they were something different.
I suppose we can say that the Askeaton pillboxes are unique for a number of factors. Number one, the numbers of them. They are unknown to a lot of people, even those living locally. I was talking about them recently, and somebody said to me, why would you want to preserve those? I said, you can tangibly touch history by laying your hands on them. And that is just so important. So much of our history is lost to us, but they are here to this day. And there are very, very few records of people going out and destroying them. There's an important value put on them by local people, and this should be shared with the nation and with the wider world as part and parcel of the history of World War II.
There are 9 of the pillboxes in the Askeaton area that are already on the record of protected structures. So that means that they will be eligible for grant funding for repairs and conservation works, but it also means that they will be protected from demolition and that their setting is also protected. So you can see in this, the setting of the field, there's not going to be anything allowed to be, I suppose, built right up against it so that you can't see the pillboxes anymore. These works are being funded by Transport Infrastructure Ireland and Limerick City and County Council. As part of the works, they are being recorded, there are test excavations being carried out, and they are being preserved in situ where possible. And further pillboxes that have been discovered as part of this exploration will be added to the record of protected structures also.
These pillboxes show us that history is all around us, and archaeology isn't only interested in prehistoric times in the ancient past, but also interested in more recent history as well. These pillboxes help us to understand the challenges we faced in the past. They also tell us about how we defended our neutrality and our independence. They are small structures, but they have a big story to tell. If you have family stories or personal experiences related to these pillboxes, we invite you to share them with us. Together, we can ensure that the legacy of these forgotten defenders lives on.